Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. If this is your first time here, hello, I'm Nolan. One of my first videos on YouTube was creating a star trail image, showing my process behind that, creating a time lapse of the stars moving, and then having one resulting image showing the stars streaking through the sky. It's been a little while since I've made a star trail image, so today I'll be making 3 of them, and I hope you'll join me. So how do I go about creating these star trail images? I set my camera up on an intervalometer, and I take an image every 30 seconds for the course of a few hours. In the end, I take all of those images, stack them on top of each other in Photoshop, and let the lightest parts of the image come through, which tend to be the stars moving through the sky. This creates the effect of a several hour long exposure. Now, why don't I just use a several hour long exposure in its place? Well, I used to. One of my very first star trail images was just like that. It was a 45-minute exposure with my camera on bulb mode of the Natural Bridge here in Lexington. It worked, but if someone had walked by with a flashlight or headlights from a car had passed by my camera, it would have ruined the entire image, and there goes 45 minutes of my time. So, in its place, I've started this new process of star stacking, where I take hundreds of images, stack them on top of each other, and that way, if one of the frames has a flashlight, headlamps, or maybe even clouds coming through, I can remove those frames and keep the rest. So it works really well. It's a little more time intensive on the post-production side, but it works wonderfully. When I set out to create these star trails, I really wanted to challenge myself. So I thought about creating these star trails from indoors. Part of that is because it was really cold outside. It was like 10 degrees Fahrenheit each night. Another reason for that is I was curious how the stars would look through the glass in the windows. I was also curious if the glass would have any effect on the star trails, if the glass would warp it or refract the light in any way. Sure enough, it did. Let's get into it. So these are the windows that I'll be shooting the first time-lapse star trail image out of. The sun hasn't set quite yet, but this is the room. I'll be moving some of this furniture so the stars are a little more visible. And here's the camera setup. I chose a really low angle so I can see more of the stars out of the windows, but here it is. I'll be using an intervalometer and taking 500 images, each 30-second exposures, all night long. For my second star trail, I will be shooting in the bathroom, out of the bathroom window. The sun hasn't quite set yet, but here's the sky. You can see the moon in the top left. Here's the toilet and the shower, and there's me in the mirror. I'll be shooting in a portrait orientation or a vertical orientation to capture the shape of the window a little better. But here's something what it'll look like. I'll finalize the composition once the sun has set and I turn the lights off. But here we go. And for my last star trail, I'll be shooting out of the greenhouse. Now, folks familiar with my Instagram and YouTube have seen this greenhouse before. I love shooting in it, and there's a lot of condensation. I'm counting on it disappearing before the sun goes down and the stars come out. Here's my camera set up. I'm inside of the sink in the greenhouse. And here's a little preview of what the image looks like. I am pointed due east, and so I'm hopeful that the stars will match the frame of the greenhouse as they streak across the sky. Here we go. Thank you all so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video and got something out of it. If you like this video and want to see more content like it, go ahead and subscribe to my channel and follow my other socials. I'll be posting every weekend, and I hope to see you next week. Take care.